What's happening, everyone? This is Phil with Think Make Do, and today we are starting construction or the demolition process on our living room to make way for our cathedral ceiling. So let me unhook you here and show you what we are dealing with. All the joists that are running across the ceiling were mainly put in just to support the plaster and the drywall in the ceiling. So all these joists can come down. It's a number of 2x4s and a couple 2x6s. The 2x6s are only supporting the roof in one section right up here. We can reinforce the ceiling by adding more support, and then we'll be able to take everything down. The only thing I think I have to be careful about today is the electrical for the two ceiling fans. So we'll be disconnecting those as well, and then bringing this whole section down. Cool? Let's just do it.
The first thing we're doing is removing most of the 2x4s in the ceiling, and those don't have any electrical attached to it, so I could leave the fans on. It was a hot day, and so we started with the 2x4 running across, and there were some supports running laterally or perpendicular that also came down as well. I'm using a 6-inch Sawzall blade with a combo tip. I guess it's for wood and metal, and that worked pretty well for almost this entire day with only 2 blades. What we really like about this cathedral ceiling idea is that we'll be able to extend, obviously, the height of the ceiling and give a much more open feel to the home, but also finally get a chance to insulate properly and provide a brighter living space. We're going to use a white shiplap going up the diagonal as well as down, and that'll really brighten up the room and make it look really nice. Now, we were concerned a little bit about that 2x6 that was holding up the ceiling, but what we realized actually was that 2x6 running across was cracked, and that extra piece was actually holding it in place. It wasn't actually supporting the ceiling was supporting it. Now, we wanted to make sure we reinforce this entire structure before we add any additional weight. So we're adding 2x4s, and we cut them to the proper angle with the existing ceiling supports on this main wall, and we doubled them up. We also noticed that there were sections where there just was no support, and so we added them. We took some of the older cedar, made the proper size angled cut, installed that, and then doubled it up with a piece of 2x4 as well. Had to do that on the right side as well as all the way over on the left side. Now, these beams for the ceiling are actually 3 feet apart when they probably should be 16 on center. We may be adding some additional 2x4s for ceiling support, and then adding additional support, I guess, joists to make sure that it can handle all the new weight that we're going to add to it. Now, we also got recommendation from some friends that we need to reinforce the bottom. And so there is a furnace heater here from, I don't know, the 1940s that we had to cut out. It only looks like a couple seconds there. That took 2, maybe 3 hours to figure out how to remove. So we're going to be adding what we call a cinder block with a 4x4 post, and that's all going to support against a 4x6 that we are adding between the foundation joists, or the bottom joists. We dug 6 inches down, added a layer of gravel, put the cinder block on top, and then put our 4x4 post in and used some galvanized steel to connect everything together. For some bonus work, we had to fix the foundation as well near the second bathroom. This is the area where the washer and dryer used to be, as well as an old toilet that clearly had been leaking forever. We ended up purchasing a ram set gun, essentially. It's a .22 caliber gun that shoots a nail into concrete through wood. And so this is where the original foundation of the home ended, and there was a chemical, or I guess a ground treated wood that had to be replaced and then nailed down so that we could remove and pair the floor, or the foundation supports.
Yeah, that's as far as it goes.
All in all, not too bad. We ended up using a ground treated wood all along the concrete. We used 4x6 posts to support the weight of the exterior wall, as well as adding 2 4x6 posts underneath just in case. And then we sistered the foundation joist with another 2x6 just to be safe. Well, that's about it for this episode, I guess. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll see what happens.